Here we come, y'all. Give me a second. Let me just invite some people before we get it cracking. But we about to get it cracking. Don't you worry. Hang on, y'all. We're going to do the whole entire presentation with the people because I want y'all to hear what I got to say. If you come in, make sure you tap the like. Make sure you share what's going on. Please, please, please. What up though, y'all? So it's 4th of July. It's the 3rd of July right now. And Juneteenth just passed on the 19th of last month. 2 Independence Days. It's also Liberia's Independence Day this month, but we're not talking about that. So I'm not gonna distract this conversation that I'm about to have. But something that's been on my heart is the celebrations that we have without having any real, how do you say it? Hang on, y'all. Let me move this mic up. Any real significant results from all of our efforts that we give. And I just want to go through a little bit of the history of Juneteenth, the history of 4th of July, and ultimately see if we could make some sense out of all this. Should I get the ring? Hang on, y'all. Let me get me some light around here. Hang on. I'm coming back, y'all. I promise. I'm just trying to make sure y'all can see me right in this joint. That's all. And I did a PowerPoint presentation because I'm actually a geek, a little nerd like that. And so for your visual pleasure, but what we really going to be talking about is how are we going to reverse what's happened to us? That has to be the goal. And I understand that we don't want leadership, but what we do need is we absolutely need a mind shift. And I just want to encourage y'all with this presentation. I want to encourage y'all to take this to whoever y'all following, to whoever y'all listening to, and have these conversations and say, oh, all right. But what's the plan? Because at the end of this, I'm going to ask y'all what y'all think the plan is, because I feel like I'm talking to intelligent people. And I'm going to tell y'all what the people who I rock with, what our plan is. And we can see if we can meet somewhere in the middle and actually do something of significance in this life, like right now. Without further ado, I guess I should take a second to tell you what qualifies me to be talking about this, besides the fact that I'm a black man with a big mouth. So first, I am a black man with a big mouth who's lived a pretty vast black experience in my 42 years on earth. A brief synopsis: born and raised in California. I have 5 children. I've done everything from, I have a master's degree in social work. I'm currently an electrician and a fitness trainer. I've been to Africa. I work with Black Africans. I work with a whole scope of people. But most importantly, I have studied, I have lived through, and I have witnessed exactly what Black people go through in America, from the well-off Black people to the Black people in the hood. I know exactly what's going on here in America. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I've been a part of destroying my community selling drugs. I've been a part of destroying our women thinking I'm a pimp. I've been a part of it. I've also been a part of teaching our people what's going on with her. I've been a part of creating trauma-informed groups. I've done all these things. And at the end of it all, I understand that the solution to our problems is us. It's simple as that. No matter what you look at, it's us. It comes down to us agreeing with us that we want to do something. So that's my brief synopsis. Hopefully now you could hear me a little bit and not just think I'm just pulling stuff off my ass and just throwing it against the fan. I actually have something to say. Please listen. Just be open. Now, I'm trying, y'all, okay? I ain't used to doing this, but I'm about to try this. Reclaiming our power from history to action. I'm going to read some of it, y'all, because I don't know how well y'all could see it from the camera. A community conversation on Black freedom, identity, and economic empowerment. That's what we doing. The purpose and goals: to reflect on our history, our present, and our future as Black Americans, to open our minds to new solutions and collective action. The goal: to leave with a renewal sense of unity and a concrete step towards economic empowerment. Simple as that. Simple as that. This isn't going to take long either, guys. As we know, America is built on our backs. Black labor built America's wealth and infrastructure, and we can include our contributions to culture, politics, science, and more. We all know and understand the history of slavery. I don't think we actually understand what the system of slavery did for America in terms of business, commerce, property rights. Literally, the institution of slavery shaped business in America. I don't know if y'all understand how deep that goes, but I'm not here for that. Just going to go through the presentation. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? That was a quote from Frederick Douglass. June 19th, 1865 was Juneteenth, the true emancipation for Black Americans. July 1776, the Declaration of Independence was wrote. So that means that it was about 90 years later after the Declaration of Independence was Juneteenth. And if I'm correct, I want to say it was like 2 years. It was 2 years before word got to the town where Juneteenth originated. It was 2 years after, excuse me, y'all, for not remembering the exact bill. So that means that across America, slavery has stopped. But in this small town, it took them 2 years to get the memo. And that's what we celebrate. Like, even that celebration in itself, to me, is ridiculous. What are we celebrating? We celebrating that we was late to a party. And that's the day we choosing to celebrate. That one is just interesting. It's just mad interesting to me, y'all, what we focus on. Where are we now? Y'all might not be able to see this, so I'm going to talk about some of these charts. Poverty rates by race and age in 2021. The dark blue is children under 18. The light blue is elderly, 65 and above. For Black, let's just say 20% poverty rate. Hispanic, 17%. Non-Hispanic white, 8%. Asian, 9%. You see the difference. You see the difference. The wealth gap. White household holds 10 times more wealth than Black households. In 2021, median wealth for white households was $250,000 compared to $24,000 for Black households. For every $100 in white household wealth, Black households have $15 as of 2022. Black Americans make up 12% of the U.S. population, but only 3.4% of the country's wealth as of 2025. Here's where I need to stop, y'all. I'm going to say this again. Black Americans make up over 12% of the U.S. population, but only own 3.4% of the country's wealth. The reason why I want to stop that, y'all, because when we hear the numbers about like the Black wealth, the spending power and all that stuff, I really want us to understand that it's like 1% of the Black people who has the majority of that. I'm talking about the football contracts, the basketball contracts, these $300 million contracts, these $70 million a year contracts. That's where that money is. The average Black American is nowhere near this number. Just to be very clear. So when we get happy about, ooh, look at what Jay-Z doing. Ooh, look what LeBron's doing. Look at Beyonce. Look at, I ain't gonna say that name. But when we get excited about these things, that's a cluster of people, a small cluster of people out of 50, 60 million with all that money. The rest of us are suffering. Let's be very clear on that. The Black-white wealth gap is growing from 2019 to 2020. The mean gap in net worth increased from 840,900 to 1.15 million. I don't want to talk anymore. Well, I do want to talk about the chart real fast because I know you can't see this one. This is wealth by households this is talking about a change from 2019 to 2021. Average wealth in the white household went from 203,000 to 250,000 in a couple years. For Asians, it went from 224,000 to 320,000. That's almost 100,000. For Hispanics, it went from 14,000 to 34,000 to 48,000. And for Blacks, it went from 15,000 to 27,000. Income and poverty. Black individuals earn on average 20% less than their white counterparts. Poverty rate in 2023, 20.8% of Black Americans lived at or below the poverty line compared to 9.8% of white Americans. I'm giving you all these numbers in history for a purpose, y'all. I promise. I just want us to really see where we at, right? Because when we talk, let me just stay on track. Let me stay on track. Home ownership. This number actually shocked me. I thought it was super lower. Not going to lie. 45% of Black households own their homes. Not going to lie. I was shocked at that. 48% of Hispanic households own their homes. Kind of the same there. 74% of non-Hispanic white households own their homes. Home ownership rates. As of 2021, 44.1% of Black households own their homes compared to 74.6% of white households. Black households are more likely to have unreserved debt, 63% versus 53% for white households, especially student loan. Yeesh. Y'all know I know about that. Education. Higher education does not close the wealth gap. Higher education does not close the wealth gap. Higher education does not close the wealth gap. Black households headed by someone with a college degree have less wealth than white households headed by someone with only a high school diploma. Higher education does not close the wealth gap. Incarceration. Black Americans are incarcerated at nearly 5 times the rate of white Americans. And I can't even give you the number at the rate we're policed. The over-policement of black people in America is disgusting. Why? Economic power matters. Money is influence. Always has been, always will be. We have to stop acting like children when it comes to this. All of our favorite people, what do they have in common? They skyballing, most of them. They got the big jewelry, they got the big cars, they got the big things, they got the money. Why? Because money is influence. What's going on in America right now? Money is influence American politics, has been for years, but right now, it's viciously doing so. No, money is influence, always has been, always will be. Now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty, y'all. We talked about a little bit about the history, Juneteenth, 4th of July, and I really want us to focus there on what are we celebrating and why. Really, if we celebrating freedom, show me your freedom. Celebrate by the action. If we said, I don't know what else we could be celebrating. I'm gonna just stop there, right? If we celebrating freedom, show me we free. Our banks, our power. Historic role. The first black-owned bank, Capital Savings, opened in Washington, D.C. in 1888. In 1888. See, the reason why I want to really like scream that date is because when things happen for black people, particularly in America, we get this token excitement. Look what we're doing. Look at the first black mayor. Look at the first black police chief. Oh, look at the first black doctor. 88. If we look back to the first marshal, the first judge, most of these things happened during Reconstruction in the late 1800s, like literally. But we keep getting tricked emotionally into being excited about still being told that, hey, you're the first black person to do this in a country that you built. Feel me, y'all. Growth and decline. By 1934, there were 134 black-owned banks, but only 9 survived the Great Depression. The number grew to about 50 in the 1970s, then fell to 27 after the 1980 savings and loan crisis. As of 2024, there are about 21 to 36 black-owned banks and black-led banks remaining in the U.S. I think the number is actually closer to the 27 that are actually black-owned, not just black-led. Geographic reach. Black-owned banks are located in at least 27 states and Washington, D.C. Didn't know if y'all knew that, but Washington, D.C. technically isn't a state. Weird, right? Credit unions. While there are fewer black-owned banks, over 200 black-owned credit unions operate nationwide, offering financial services and education. Excuse me. As of nearly 2022, black-owned banks and credit unions held approximately $9 billion in assets. That's all the black banks and credit unions, all of them together, $9 billion. I want y'all to remember that. It's very important. Our banks, our power. Community impact. Black-owned banks play a crucial role. When I'm talking about banks, you could just think bank. Like, I'm saying black-owned because the black-owned part is obviously important to us, correct? But this is just banks, just banking. Community impact. Black-owned banks play a crucial role in providing loans, mortgages, and financial services to black communities, especially in underbanked areas. They help bridge the racial wealth gap by supporting black businesses and homeowners, and by approving more loans for black applicants compared to mainstream banks. Loan disparities. Black-owned small businesses are less likely to receive full funding from mainstream banks. 38% versus 62% for white-owned businesses, making black-owned banks a critical resource. Digital divide. Many black communities still rely on physical branches due to limited access to digital banking, highlighting the importance of local black-owned banks. I want to say this. Historic leaders. Maggie L. Walker was the first black woman to charter a bank in the U.S., leading St. Luke Penny Bank in Richmond in 1903. In 1903. 122 years ago. Now we come into some sad facts, y'all. If y'all hasn't been paying attention and y'all just been listening like, what are you talking about? Please pay attention now. Please pay attention now. Bank assets. The sad truth. East West Bank, the largest Asian American bank in America. Total assets, $69 billion. $69.5 billion. Banco Popular de Puerto Rico, Largest Hispanic American bank in America. Total assets, $58.3 billion. $58.3 billion. One United Bank. Black American owned, biggest Black American owned bank, by members. The largest by assets. Forgive me for not remembering, y'all, but I really wanted to say it though. The largest by assets is I want to say it's in Virginia, or it could be in DC, but it has 1.20 billion in assets, 1.20 something billion in assets. To be very clear and very fair while I'm going on, but that's in money assets, meaning that it could be just two people who members, but they got all their assets in it, right? But One United Bank has the most members, which is where I'm going. Okay, sorry. One United Bank, Black American, 606.6 million. I'm just going to say the numbers again, y'all. Listen, please listen. And just listen. And don't just listen, comprehend the amount of the dollar amount. Just a number, even if you don't put it in money. Asians, 69.5 billion with the B. Hispanics, 58.3 billion with the B. African Americans, 0.6 million. Now, wait, y'all, because I don't want y'all to be confused because I'm saying 600 compared to 69 and 58. No, y'all, 660 million is not 1 billion. You still need 400 and something million more to make 1 billion. Just 1 billion. And that's a lot. $1 billion is still a lot of money, okay? But for a bank, it's pathetic. It is pathetic. It is simply pathetic. 69 billion, 58 billion, 606 million. Now we're coming to the part where we have to take some accountability, y'all. We have to take some accountability for 606 million. We have to. Because guess what no one's doing? No one's forcing us not to bank with our own bank. I'm sure all Hispanic people aren't banking with their bank. I'm sure they got U.S. Bank, Bank of America, Citibank as well. I'm sure all Asians aren't banking with East West Bank. I'm sure of it. But see, they have a culture. And here's where we stop. And here's also where we start. Because this has to change. Everything that I talked about, the reason why I wanted to get to this, y'all, is because when Juneteenth come around, when 4th of July come around, we love to remind ourselves of the struggle that we've dealt with in this country. We love to remind ourselves that we built this country. We built this country. Black Americans absolutely built this country and most of the systems. But when it comes down to, okay, well, let's invest in our own things, Americans. We're Americans, no? We're Black Americans. Why? Why don't you have an account with One United Bank? Tell me why. These numbers don't bother you. If you're looking at this or listening to this and these numbers don't bother you, please never listen to me again. Please don't comment on any of my stuff. Please leave me alone. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. If this doesn't bother you at all, but you still will say that you built this country and you proud to be Black and you're the indigenous, you're FBA, you're ADOS, you're from whatever island you want to say, that America was whatever you want to talk about being Black in America. If we're not trying to fight to increase our financial health, what are we doing? What are we doing? The point that I want us to see is that having these assets in the bank, y'all, I have business ideas. I know damn well with my credit in the high 600, mid-high 600s, they not gonna give me what I need. But I know if you watching this, I know if you watching this took $25 and opened up an account with One United Bank and letting this sit. The significance about the $25 is that there's no fee. You could just open up a savings and checkings account and just let $25 sit. That's it. That's another account. That's $25 more. Yo, $25 means something, man. And then pass it on. Pass it on to your pastor. Pass it on to your group. Pass it on to your men's group, your women's group, your workout group. Pass it on to every Black person you know. And don't confuse or conflate the situation. One United Bank is the one that already has the most members. If you have a Black-owned bank that's local by you, bank with them too if you need a physical bank. I don't have a One United Bank by me. I don't. But every month, I put a little bit of money in there. Electronically, it happens. Just like every other bill that comes out of my bank account. And I still have a regular big bank. I got like 4, 5, 6 I don't even know how many bank accounts. I don't use them all. Some of them with my union, some, right? I got all kind of bank accounts. Why would I not have a Black-owned bank account to improve the financial health of our people? How can we talk about we own America, America's I will never leave America, and then continue to just accepting second and third class citizenship like this is just how it's supposed to be? Unless that's what you believe, that this is how it's supposed to be. People, did Asians build America? I know they had their hand in the railroad, the Chinese railroads and all that stuff. Did they build America like Black people did? So why in the hell can they come here and they have all these assets? 69, do you know how many more times money they have than us and aren't in a bank? Do you? Did Mexicans build America? Did they? They're trying to kick them out right now because of this. Because of this. They see what they're doing in America. They come into America and using America against herself. What are Black people doing? We just skipping along saying we're living our best life though. Chest poked out, talking about we built America. And no one's looking at us and saying we look like clowns. No one is being honest with us. And whenever somebody does come being honest with us, we want to excoriate them. We want them to shut up immediately. We don't want to hear them. We want them to just stop. We want them to get off that Black stuff. We never want to hear actual truth. The truth that we want to hear seems to be like, yeah, white people are bad. Yeah, everybody's against us. Yeah, I'm not African. That's what we like to get stuck on. But when somebody's saying, no, what are you doing? What are you doing that's going to lead to what we're doing? Y'all don't want to talk no more. My request, share this, send this to somebody. Particularly your leadership. And if your leadership is telling you not to believe in this, you have poor leadership and you're a poor follower. If your leadership doesn't believe in this, Asians do. Interesting, isn't it? Asians clearly believe in banking together. Mexicans do. The Hispanic community clearly believes in banking together. And guess what? Black people do too. We just believe with banking together with white people because we're good Americans. We want to be with everybody else. Everybody else. Everybody can come to the cookout. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to see if y'all have any ideas before I start going off on us. But I hope y'all heard this message. This is a solid message. Let me see if y'all got any comments or any questions before I let y'all go. Yeah, I want y'all to look at these numbers before I do go though. Look at that. Look at that. If that don't bother you, something is wrong with your soul. Good point, George. Talking about being free in Liberia long before that. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, mother spad. I wasn't trying to show y'all the crazy. We spend that a couple times a year. Yep. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I missed something. A month that will be the largest bank in a year. Seriously. And it's like, for me, it's like, I don't understand. I don't know any other way to like share this message, y'all. I don't know any other way. Like, I try to be nice. I try to be nice and be all educational. And it just gets amen. I come with encouragement and fire. And people be like, amen, Ashe, protect that man. Then I come cussing us out like, what the f is our problem? And everybody, amen, or ooh, you too. And it's like, okay, what do we need? Look, a presentation. This is what I want y'all to really focus on though. That part of the presentation. But a presentation to get our people to actually see what is going on. I don't want attaboys. I don't want only reason why I want your likes, hearts, and views is so that the algorithm is sharing the message. What I would like to do is go online, look up One United Bank, and that don't say, I promise y'all, when I first did the research, it was 620 something. It was like 623 million. This number dropped. I want to be able to go up every month, checking the numbers and seeing it's growing, because Black people are starting to believe in ourselves. Let's be honest, y'all. It comes down to faith. It literally comes down to faith and belief. Because what we believe in, we act upon. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in these numbers. We don't believe that we can do that. We don't believe that we can build our own schools. We don't believe that we can govern our own communities. We don't, man. We believe that white people is going to forever rule us. That's the fact. That's just a hard fact. We don't believe in this shit. If we believed in this, I wouldn't have been banging my head on the wall for about a year now about One United Bank. I just wouldn't. We would just do. What we do believe in is going to work for somebody and they're going to send us a check. We have stupid faith in that shit. We don't believe that we could take $25 of that just one time though. And guess what? Nobody would know. In case you one of them scary Negroes who think that if you support anything black, the white person from the sky gonna come and strip everything away from you. Nobody gotta know about your little $25 you put into the account, y'all. One United Bank. Bye, niggas.